over the past 2 decades, death penalty has been around the world, but mostly alone in America has the most cases out of most countries and etc. People dying from left to right. But haven't you noticed that most of the people that are in death penalty are African American men? Like, are you serious? Racism, here we go again. Death penalty is unfair. Death penalty is applied to different crimes based on race. Criminals aren't deterred by death penalty and has risk of killing innocent people. For instance, I'm going to tell you 2 stories about Larry Griffin and Ray Kroc. Larry Griffin was accused of killing Quentin Moss, a 19-year-old, on July 14th of 2005. This was a couple years ago. New York Times says that they didn't have no evidence to prove that Larry Griffin was the person. So rethink that again, skirt. And then statistics says that more than 20 black defenders are convinced or were accused by white juries. White juries. I didn't even finish the story, but if you think already in your mind, that already says racism right there as I finish my story right now. As I finish my story. So then they didn't even get a chance to take Larry to court. So they already put Larry in jail and then they killed him. They excused him. So my point, the thing is, you guys don't give a fuck. That's what the point of the story is. The story is, it's kind of sad that the Supreme Court justice and police have to judge by a criminal just by their race. So not all black people is the same. So what I'm trying to say is, if I eat fried chicken, doesn't mean that every black person eat fried chicken. Know what I mean? So as I finish my story of Larry Griffin, even though Larry Griffin was killed, they still led on the case to continue. So what they realized is that Larry Griffin was not accused of anything. He wasn't a witness. He wasn't even around the case. But they still pled him guilty just because they didn't have no other witness to have that killed the poor 19-year-old. Isn't that a shame? And this is what New York Times has said about Larry Griffin. Another story. Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc was accused of killing an innocent worker, a woman at that. She was working at a restaurant. She was a server. So they suspected Ray to be the victim of killing this woman because he was there. He was her regular customer every day. But that still doesn't, give enough to say, okay, this man is our victim. So they took him to jail. He was on death row. He was the 100th person on death row that was accused of being innocent at that time. He went to jail in 1991. He didn't get out of jail after they figured out that he wasn't the person, after they really found the person who killed the woman at the restaurant. So pretty much over 10 years, they found out after he was in prison. So when I'm saying to you black young men today, why you must think, why am I telling you guys this? I don't care about this story. Actually, you need to really fucking listen, because they're not targeting on women when it comes to killing and death penalty and criminals. They're more targeted on you guys. They're more targeted on black men because of our history. They're more targeted on black men because they're either scared or they hear the stereotypes. They're more scared of these black men because they are just scared. They don't. But here's my thing. Who makes up lies? You ain't got to lie to kick it? Like, what the hell? I mean, these things is just crazy. And then another statistic, deathpenalty.org says that 300 more people exonerated through post-conviction of DNA testing and more than 25% were convicted of murder. So that quote relates back to Ray Crone. They tested his DNA, and it wasn't the DNA that was matched on the girl that was killed, but it was matched to. But it was funny because DNA results come quick, and how come he wasn't, released before the 10 years, even a year, pretty much, or a month. So what I'm saying to you guys today is, America's Supreme Court justice should be more careful on who they go into death penalty. And they should stop putting our black men into jail for death penalty especially for something that they didn't do. They didn't commit the crime, so why are they in death penalty?